Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Taz. And he's going to help me with the review for the NASCAR Truck Series that raced on Friday night. So, your overall thoughts about that race, Taz?
It was pretty mellow to start after the lap 4 incident. It seemed like drivers are playing the do we flip the stage strategy, do we not? The drivers pretty much based it off of if they needed points or not. If the ones that needed points stayed out, the ones that did not need points pretty much pitted. That was pretty much that for the for the first two stages, pretty much, and then the chaos, the calamity, the typical Pocono style racing came in through stage 3 and didn't quite necessarily have the big one, but I would say that it was a big deal when Ankrum, and I may have the driver wrong, but I want to say Ben Rhodes was involved in that
Yeah, that
late
could be.
incident. And then of course Carson Hocevar, luck of the draw once again. He had a race winning truck. He had the race winning strategy, and one little costly mistake hurts him.
Yeah,
And that
it's
that made
always.
that gave Lane Riggs the golden ticket of I'm taking over. This race is mine.
Yep. He was at the right place at the right time, put himself in position. So Lane Riggs seized the opportunity at Pocono Raceway for the victory after Corey Heim also had tire trouble that took him out of the race. So Lane Riggs capped one of his best races this weekend of his young career, claiming his first ever pole to begin with, and then leading those final 20 laps in the Miller Tech Battery 200 to take his very first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series victory of the season in that opening race. It was the triple header weekend at Pocono with both the Xfinity and Cup Series also racing out at Pocono Raceway. And then we also had the ARCA Menard Series racing at Elko Speedway this weekend as well. So for Lane Riggs, the win was the first of the season and his first at Pocono, but it was the third win of his career. Tanner Gray tied his career best finish with that second place finish. And the gap between Tanner Gray and Lane Riggs was 3.640 seconds. So again, Riggs started from the pole. He led 25 laps throughout the 80-lap race. He won that opening stage, and he took the lead for the final time after a restart on lap 61. Corey Heim led at the time of the caution, but coming to the restart, he was forced to surrender the lead and pit because of a flat tire that he had. So that was unfortunate for Corey Heim. He dominated the race up to that point. Heim led a race high 48 laps, and he won stage 2. So once the flag dropped, Riggs and Carson Hocevar led the field, but Hocevar was later black flagged after the restart was reviewed, and Riggs inherited the lead unchallenged and held it for the duration. And we'll talk about that black flag for Hocevar. You mentioned it.
This is one of those deals, and this is kind of where my officials cap comes on, being the head flagger I am. You got it. Those restarts, you got to be careful, especially when it comes down to the control car situation.
Yes.
I know last year in the Cup Series side, we had this similar type of issue where Brad Keselowski pulled off coming to the restart, which then pulled Larson up front, and that automatically gave Blaney the control, being the control car in a lane that he wasn't ready for. So again,
Yes.
Carson Hocevar was stuck in this situation, in the same similar situation, and that's where it bit him. because he thought he was the lead car, but he actually was not at that time.
Yes. Okay. And for Heim, although his race did end in disappointment with that 23rd place finish, Heim moved into 10th in series history for the most laps led. He also set a record for winning the most stages at 12 in a season. So Heim is just making all kinds of history in the Craftsman Truck Series, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, Corey. This was, if it wasn't for tire troubles, this was Corey Heim's race to lose, and again, race to lose, and he had the race winning truck. Everything came to
Yes.
fruition for him, and then the tire trouble that caused him, and that was his day. But that race had Corey Heim written all over it.
But not in the end, except
No,
for the end.
unfortunately, not for him.
Exactly. It was Caden Honeycutt who came in third place. Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick round out the top five. Then it was Connor Mozak, Chandler Smith, Stuart Friesen, Ty Majeski, and Raja Karuth completing that top 10. There were 7 lead changes among 4 drivers and 4 cautions for 24 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 116.167 miles per hour. And the fastest lap of the race, extra point, goes to the number 34 on lap 63 at 54.338. And the number 34 is Lane Riggs.
Riggs.
Yes. So that was pretty cool to see that. And such a huge gap for him after the calamity of things that happened at the end of this race, Taz.
Yeah, he, again, just capitalizing on what was a mishap. I mean, Lane Riggs pretty much was looking forward to this weekend, being that last year he was in a situation to win the race, and that didn't go his way at all. So he looked at this as this is the weekend I'm looking forward to. I need the redemption, and he got exactly what he needed to make that happen. And kudos to Lane Riggs and the front row team. That's when you were not the dominating truck, but you capitalize on the situation and you put yourself with the right track position at the end. You get results that you're looking for.
Absolutely. Any other comments that you have on the top 10 finishers?
Tanner Gray, a top 10, a second place finish, huge for him, and and it's funny how it worked out. I'm gonna say beginner's luck, but Lane Riggs with the win. I just shot a bullet because I was like, you know what, we needed a different winner for this season, and I just shot a bullet. Said Lane Riggs,
and you hit the mark.
And then Tanner Gray again. I'm telling you, it's got to be that Tanner Gray note taking deal.
Yeah, you did good.
And I gotta highlight a local New York driver up here, Stuart Friesen, with a top 10 run.
Yes.
He had an up and down day and salvaged the top 10 out of it. So kudos to him.
My pick, Ty Majeski, came in 9th place at least.
That's a good, yeah, that was a pretty good pick. I knew he's, and another one driver, unfortunately, his teammate, well, I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute, ran well, and Michael Waltrip gave him the commentator's curse.
I know, that always happens. Let me talk about some of the drivers that had issues in this race. There were some really good runs here by a lot of these drivers. But before I do that, I want to mention Carson Hocevar ended up with that 13th place finish, given his situation in the black flag that he got for jumping the restart. Now, the drivers, Brian Dozat ended up in 35th place for running too slow, along with Norm Benning. It seemed like they were having a competition for who was going to take last place. But yeah, Brian Dozat won that one with the 35th place finish. On lap, Norm Benning was out on lap 10. Cody Dennison on lap 18 had an accident that took him out of the race. And a clutch issue for Dawson Cram on lap 33 took him out of the race. I felt so bad for him. One accident took out two drivers. On lap 47, it was Connor Jones and Clayton Green were both out due to that accident. And I got a feeling Dawson Sutton was part of that too, because he was out on lap 48 due to the DVP, the disabled vehicle policy. So damaged vehicle policy. So he was out. Now, there were 25 drivers all finishing all 80 laps of the race. The rest of the drivers between 25th and 28th, that's 3 drivers, finished a lap or more down. So any additional thoughts you want to give here before we move on to the points report?
No, I don't think so. I mean, really, that was there wasn't a whole lot that happened pretty much. I mean,
I was happy for Caden Honeycutt. I thought he had a good run with that 3rd place finish.
Yeah, that's a good one for Nice Motorsports. I know ever since Ross Chastain left Nice full time and moved up to where he is now, they've been on a little bit of I don't really want to say a downfall curve, but they're kind of like they're kind of been silent. We don't talk much about them, and especially with a driver of Caden Honeycutt,
Yes.
that was a good way to race for them. And I think repeat. I think he was a repeat truck winner. Brandon Jones 4th, not surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've pretty much hit the mark on some of that right there.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and cover the points report. Do you want to do that, or would you like for me to do it?
I got it here. At least the regular season point standings. I don't have the playoffs updated just yet.
That's fine.
Corey Heim continues to dominate in the regular season. Chandler Smith in second with 124 points behind. Hemrick knocking on the door for second, sitting in third. Lane Riggs with his win puts him into 4th place, 147 points back. So I would say you could easily throw a blanket amongst 2nd through 4th there. Grant Anfinger with a unfortunate finish for him knocks him to 168 points back in 5th. Caden Honeycutt with a great finish gets him to 173 points back in 6th. Tyler Ankrum is 7th with 188. Ty Majeski 9th with 208 points back, or 217, I should say. Ty Majeski was 8th with 208 points back. Garcia 9th after his little misfortune he had, and Stuart Friesen rounds out the top 10 with 248 points back from Corey Heim. A couple notables out of there. Raja Caruth, 266, tied with Giovanni Ruggiero for 11th. Ben Rhodes, 268 points behind. And 13th with Tanner Gray, 14th, and Matt Crafton rounding out your top 15.
Yeah, and the thing that's interesting there is that Ben Rhodes is just 2 points out of the cut line, away from the cut line. So he's the 266 points back. So Raja Caruth is now, actually, he's not out. He's in.
So he won, so he's there.
He would displace Jake Garcia. So Jake Garcia is in 9th in points, but because Raja Caruth, who's outside the cut line, has a win, he displaces Jake Garcia. So Jake Garcia is actually out. as is Giovanni Ruggiero, the rookie, Ben Rhodes, Tanner Gray, and Matt Crafton that you brought up there. So, yeah. Another thing that we'd like to point out, and you brought up the ties. I like to look at the people that are tied because we talk all the time about what a difference 1 point can make when you're talking about a championship. And that 1 point, for these drivers that have these ties, for instance, Raja Caruth and Giovanni Ruggiero, in this case, it's not that big of a deal because Raja's already secured his spot. But if he hadn't had a win, that's something that can make a difference. Now, I'll tell you what else can make a difference, and that's playoff points. And right now, Corey Heim is racking them up like nobody's business. He's got the 12 stage wins and the 4 race wins. So the 4 race wins give him 20 of those playoff points, and then add 12 to that, and he's got 32 playoff points. So it's amazing. And I'm sure in his regular season points, he's also got a few fastest lap awards in there as well. So those 1 points can add up very quickly, and those stage wins are extra points. They get the 10 points in their regular season points, plus the extra point for the playoffs.
Yeah, so he's got 32, and I think the next guy is looking like Chandler Smith with 11 playoff points. So
yes,
nobody's even close to touching him. So if Corey Heim plays his cards right for the playoffs, and does well through the round of 10 and round of 8, he will have a nice safe comfort zone to make the championship 4.
Yes. Now, here's the thing, too. 10 drivers will qualify for the playoffs. 7 drivers already have a victory. In Corey Heim's case, he's got 4. Chandler Smith has 2. Then you got Daniel Hemrick, Lane Riggs, Tyler Ankrum, Stuart Friesen, and Raja Caruth with 1 win. That means 3 of the drivers in that top 10 right now do not have a win. And just like Jake Garcia in 9th place was not secure, those drivers, the next driver on the list to not be secure is Ty Majeski if another driver from below the cut line wins. Say a Ben Rhodes pulls off a win.
Yeah, that's going to be unfortunate for some of these guys. I mean, shoot, Ben Rhodes, right now he's only 2 points back, which he can easily make up, but he's got to be careful with those 2 points as well, because as you mentioned, somebody can come from the bottom underneath him, get a win, and lock themselves in. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're looking at somebody, say, for instance, like a Matt Crafton, if he sneaks one in.
Or even Tanner Gray, who finished 2nd this week.
Yeah, him too. Like, those two could sneak one in at any given moment. I mean, it is so hard to really sit here and say you're locked in if you're not winning.
Yes. And like I say, Ty Majeski is the next driver in line that has that vulnerability. So it's something to keep your eye on as a fan as you watch these races.
Yeah.
Because it's been happening a lot this season where drivers below the cut line are winning.
Oh, definitely, for sure. And I think there's going to be some possible spoilers when coming up. I mean,
yes,
I'm trying to see
Cam
if I can
Waters
pull up the schedule.
Cam Waters is going to race at Lime Rock.
Oh, for the truck series.
Yes.
Oh, he's not going to be
playoff eligible.
I think he'll do okay, but being that it's he did well with a Cup Series car. Now a truck is a little different.
Oh yeah, aerodynamics.
I think he'll do okay, but I don't know if he'll be as good as he was in the Next Gen Cup car.
Okay. So we'll see how that turns out. But that's pretty much it, unless you have something more you wanted to say about the truck series.
No, no, they got one more race to go in this month of June, not July. That's in 5 days. That's on Saturday. That's at
How many
Lime Rock
before
Park.
the playoffs? I think it's only 3 or 4 now, isn't it?
Yeah, we have 4 races left, and
Yes.
we said we have 7 winners with 3 spots available.
Yes.
If I were any of these drivers who have 1 win, I'd start trying to make sure you have that second win locked up. And of course, the guys with the points are also going to try to figure out if they don't win, that this one driver, locks in with the second win. So
yes, it becomes a vulnerability. So we'll see.
Definitely.
So yeah, if they can get a second win to secure their positioning, the seeding for when the playoffs begin, all the better. But they're also going to be looking for those playoff points for winning stages and getting a victory. So
yeah, everyone's chasing Corey Heim in more ways than one.
yes, indeed. Do watch for more coming soon because we've still got more previews coming. Jay is coming up next to help me preview the Xfinity Series race at Pocono as well as the Cup Series race. But in between that will be the ARCA Menard Series race that took place out at Elko Speedway this weekend. And he's a hometown guy from Minnesota. So it's going to be fun to do that with Jay. And then also tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time is our Hot Topic Sound Off. Jay Huseman, Chris Crichton, and myself, we politely and passionately discuss all the hottest topics in the world of NASCAR. So I've got the post is up already with our hot topic list. So you never know when we might get a new hot topic that'll come from somebody tuning in. So I hope you are able to take a listen and join us in the live chat that is available during our live stream. So with that, thank you so much for tuning in. We always appreciate you for taking the time to hear what we have to say. Taz and I have fun doing these, and we hope you have as much fun listening.
Of course. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Okay, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.